Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with lesson 2 of civics, that is diversity, prejudice and discrimination. As we know, in our country there is lot of diversity. Diversity means variety. There is variety of culture, variety of religion, variety of languages. People living in different states, they speak different languages, they follow different religions, they have their own cultures. So there is lot of diversity of, or you can say variety in our country, and that is why it is also said unity in diversity. This term is used for our country. All the people having different cultures, religions, languages, they live together in one country and they are called Indians. This diversity is our strength. If we respect all these differences and we value our interdependence, we are interdependent on each other, so we should respect all these differences. But sometimes what happens, people develop a negative attitude and opinion towards other people, those people who do not look like us, those who have different color. Race means color, like black, white. So those who belong to different caste, or those who follow other religions which we are not following, sometimes we develop a negative attitude towards those people, and that is not based on any reality. वो हमारी सिर्फ एक सोच होती है, हमारा एक ओपिनियन होता है कि अच्छा ये इंसान तो इस रिलीजन का है, ये तो ऐसा होगा. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड prejudice. We call it a prejudice when we develop a negative attitude towards others and which is not based on any reality. That is called prejudice. This prejudice results in stereotype. Now, what is this stereotype? This is the fixed image. When we make a fixed image about any people or a group of people, and that image can be based on religion, region, race, sex, etc. That sometimes we say that this person has come from this state or from this region, this इसके बारे में तो ये सुना है तो ये ऐसा ही होगा. So that stereotype image is created when we, or we can say, is absorbed in our minds. That is a our mental status, you can say, mental picture, which is held in our minds through द सोसाइटी. जो हम बचपन से सुनते हैं सोसाइटी में से, अपने पेरेंट्स से, सो वो हमारे दिमाग में एक फिक्स पिक्चर बन जाती है, एक इमेज बन जाती है, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड अ स्टीरियोटाइप. ओके, लाइक व्हेन वी से दैट girls are meant for only doing household chores and men are meant for only doing outdoor activities, and if we see any men cooking in the kitchen, तो then it looks strange. वो हमें अजीब लगता है. क्यों लगता है? Because we have a stereotype that men are not meant for cooking. So that is called a stereotype. So when we make a fixed image, there is an image in our mind of any person or group of people, so that can be based on region, religion, race, sex, or economic background. Economic background means financial background. So there are so many examples of these prejudices, like it is on commonly observed or commonly said by the people that boys are aggressive by nature. Aggressive means गुस्से वाले होते हैं, and girls are gentle in nature. So this is a prejudice or stereotype that leads to stereotype. So is this true? Is it always true that boys are always aggressive and girls are always gentle? No. Active outdoor and adventurous jobs are meant for boys and men. For example, the jobs as pilots or in armed forces are meant for men. दोज हु स्पीक इंग्लिश आर सुपीरियर और मोर नॉलेजेबल। अगर कोई हमारे सामने पटर पटर इंग्लिश बोलता है तो हमें लगता है कि इसको तो बहुत नॉलेज है और ये बहुत सुपीरियर है, उसको एक रिस्पेक्ट की नज़र से देखा जाता है। दैट इज ऑल्सो अ स्टीरियोटाइप। बॉयज आर एकेडमिकली ब्राइटर एंड टॉप एग्जामिनेशंस। इट इज़ बिलीव्ड दैट बॉयज़ जो हैं वो पढ़ाई में होशियार होते हैं। मेजर फैमिली डिसीजंस आर बेस्ट टेकन बाय मैन। घर में जो मेल्स होते हैं, फादर्स हैं, ग्रैंड फादर्स हैं, सो इट इज़ सेड दैट जो भी फैमिली की डिसीजन है दैट आर बेस्ट टेकन बाय मैन। लोअर caste people can never be competent, intelligent enough to hold high posts of responsibility. Those people who belong to lower caste, it is believed that they are not intelligent and they cannot compete for any responsibility, or they cannot compete for any high post. But is it true? God has given brain to them also. They are sometimes efficient and so much capable, but what is lacking in them? They are not given proper opportunity to show their talent, to show their efficiency, so that is why they lag behind. Certain posts are meant only for those who are senior in age. So these are all prejudices which are commonly observed in our society. Now, prejudice and discrimination. On the basis of these prejudices or these negative opinions, we sometimes do discrimination. Discrimination means भेदभाव. हम दूसरों के साथ भेदभाव कर लेते हैं, उनके साथ रूड बिहेव कर देते हैं. So because we have a negative opinion about those people, so we behave rudely with them, we do discrimination with them. So there is example given in your book that Divya is a shy girl from a rural background. Rural means village. She has come from a village background, and in class her classmates thinks that she dresses up strangely and talks in a funny way. उसका सारे मजाक उड़ाते हैं, उसके ऊपर रोब जमाते हैं, एंड दे उनको अच्छा लगता है कि अगर वो रोए, जब वो उनको उसके ऊपर टॉन्ट मारें, उसको चिढ़ाएं, सो शी शुड क्राई. उनको वो अच्छा लगेगा कि अगर वो रोएगी. सो इफ समबडी ट्राइज टू कम टू रेस्क्यू हर, रेस्क्यू मीन्स कोई बचाने आता है, वेदर अ बॉय और अ गर्ल, देन ही और शी इज ऑल्सो राउंडेड अप बाय द रेस्ट. तो बाकी सारे उसको भी घेर लेते हैं. सो Divya dislikes going to school. So what is the effect of this behavior on Divya? That she dislikes going to school. She prefers to keep to herself and is very lonely. वो अपने आप में अकेला रहना पसंद करती है, and she do not like to go to school. So this happens to her because of the negative behavior which is done by her classmates. There is another example from the same school. There is one very talented Anglo-Indian music teacher. He is very efficient in his profession, but the only problem is what? कि उसका जो accent है, उसका जो बोलने का तरीका है, that is different from the children who are studying there. Now those children are not habitual of hearing to that accent. उनको आदत नहीं है उसका ऐसा language सुनने की. So what they do, they find these language and his gestures and facial expressions funny. उनको उसके जो gestures हैं, उसके जो actions हैं, उसके जो facial expressions हैं, वो funny लगते हैं. So what is the result? His class is found always in a mess. उसकी क्लास में हमेशा शोर और बच्चे इधर उधर घूम रहे हैं, भाग रहे हैं. He do not have control on his class. So this is the prejudice of children against that teacher. That is a negative opinion about of the children about their teacher. So that results in a disrespect for that person, because they have not accepted him. उन्होंने उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया क्योंकि उसकी जो लैंग्वेज, उसके जो एक्शन वो उनसे डिफरेंट है. So they are not ready to accept these differences easily. So similarly, these prejudices we can note in adults and children also. Sometimes when we see any vendor, गली में जो रेडियो वाले आते हैं, so we sometimes when we see that vendor is dressed badly, so what we do, what prejudice we make about him, that that person might be you can say any thief or any robber, तो वो हम उसके ऊपर शक पैदा कर लेते हैं. We create a suspicion and distrust on that person. Sometimes when we see a disabled person, that person is treated as if that person is brainless, उसके पास दिमाग ही नहीं है, हम उसको ऐसे बिहेव करते हैं उसके साथ. So generally we behave like this when we see something different around us. In the same way as I have already told you that men cooking food or helping in the kitchen are laughed at. उनके ऊपर उनका मजाक उड़ाया जाता है कि अच्छा इनके घर में तो आदमी भी किचन में काम करते हैं. So that why it is reacted like that, because in our minds there is a fixed image made by the society, by the family members, and when we see something different from that image, we do not easily accept it. So that is called stereotype. Then is inequality and discrimination. It is very important for us to understand that prejudices and stereotypes, these type of prejudices, these type of images and opinions, they lead to discrimination. उससे हम भेदभाव करना शुरू कर देते हैं दूसरों के साथ. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन मीन्स भेदभाव. इट deepens distinctions means differences. इससे differences जो हैं वो और deep हो जाते हैं. These differences can be on the basis of caste, it can be on the basis of gender means male and female. Economic status means financial status, गरीब अमीर में हम भेदभाव करते हैं. Language which the people speak, we do the distinction or the discrimination on the basis of language also, as we have seen in the case of that teacher. And even religion and region, on the basis of all these grounds we do differences or discrimination. So those people who have the powerful position in the society, जिनका बहुत ऊंचा place है society में, they are economically or financially very rich, powerful हैं, and those who are politically strong, they discriminate the other groups of people who are under them. जो उनसे नीचे हैं उनके साथ वो फिर discrimination करते हैं. It leads to attitude, opinion and behavior that denied the right to equality. फिर हम ऐसा attitude और opinion, हमारा behavior ऐसा हो जाता है जिससे हम लोगों का जो इक्वालिटी का राइट है वो हम उनसे छीन लेते हैं. वी डू नॉट गिव देम द राइट टू इक्वालिटी, वी ट्रीट देम इन unequally, you can say. We violate the principles of democracy. Democracy का जो एक प्रिंसिपल है, जो एक की फीचर है, that is equality. So in democratic government, the key feature is equality and human rights, that everyone will be treated equally in the society and all will get their human rights. But if we behave, you can say, like we show our attitude and opinion and behavior which shows discrimination, then it means we are violating the principle of democracy. Then the third is, it obstruct the progress of the backward. Obstruct means object, rokna. So these differences, these discriminations create the hindrance in the progress of the backward people. Hindrance means rukawat. When these people who are considered to be backward in the society, those who are considered to be low status people in the society, when we start doing discrimination with them, then they lag behind. They do not get opportunities. They do not progress, cannot progress in the society. We reduce them to the position of weakness. वो एक वीक सेक्शन बन जाता है हमारी सोसाइटी में. एंड देन दे आर देन दे इट ऑल्सो creates vulnerability means when these people have the possibility of being harmed. So those people who are powerful, they they harm this, you can say, uh, वो उनको नुकसान पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते हैं, जो ये वीकर सेक्शन होते हैं. सो दे बिकम वल्नरेबल टू हार्म. So this is inequality is very harmful for the society because it leads to, you can say, this leads to disputes also. When these people, इनको लगता है कि हमारे साथ तो ना इंसाफ़ी हो रही है, हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं मिल रही हैं, जो पावरफुल सेक्शन है सोसाइटी के वो हमारे साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन कर रहे हैं, तो फिर आपस में झगड़े होने शुरू हो जाते हैं. सो इट लीड्स टू disputes. Now, inequality created by caste system, those there are inequality can be created by different ways. So first way of inequality is by caste system. Now in our Indian society in ancient period, our society was divided into four varnas. These four varnas were Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. There was a caste hierarchy. Hierarchy means when we go from a lower level to the higher level. At the lowest levels were the Shudras. After that, there were Vaishyas, then there were Kshatriyas, and at the top, there were Brahmins. And these lower caste people, they were विक्टिम ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. ये डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के शिकार थे बाय द अपर कास्ट पीपल. इनके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करते थे. दे वर एक्सपेक्टेड टू डू ऑल द मैनुअल टास्क ओनली. मैनुअल टास्क मीन्स जो भी कोई गंदगी वाला काम था, जो सफाई करनी है, कूड़ा उठाना है. सो दे ऑल वर्क्स वर डन बाय द शूद्रास एंड दे वर ट्रीटेड very badly by the upper caste people. They were not allowed to use the public wells, or they were not allowed to enter in the temples, and they were called untouchables. And later on these untouchables were called dalits. And when our Indian this constitution framers, they drafted the constitution, जब उन्होंने constitution लिखा, so they called this section of society as scheduled caste. So this is how inequality is created by the caste system. It is not over yet. अभी भी ये ख़त्म नहीं हुई है. In still now in our society, discrimination is done on the basis of caste. जो हमारे घरों में कूड़ा उठाने आते हैं, काम करने आते हैं, we do not treat them equally. Now there is you can say story of Bhimrao Ambedkar given here. Information is given about Bhimrao Ambedkar. He is the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. B.R. Ambedkar जो है वो हमारा चेयरमैन और चीफ आर्किटेक्ट है इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का, who has made this constitution. He was born in a poor Meher family. Meher family was you can say that lower caste family. At that time they were considered as untouchable in the Maharashtra. He grew up to be a jurist, लेकिन वो बहुत पढ़ लिख के बहुत बड़ा इंसान बना. He was discriminated in his classroom, in his school, by his classmates and by his teachers. But he became a jurist, a political leader, a thinker, anthropologist. Anthropologist is a person or who scientifically studies the human beings, that is called anthropologist. He became a historian. He was very good orator means speaker. And he was a prolific writer. Prolific writer means very productive writer, means his writings were fruitful. But throughout his life he had faced and experienced social inequality and social disabilities, and he spent his whole life fighting against social discrimination. He was posthumously awarded. Posthumously means after death. He was awarded after death the Bharat Ratna, the high India's highest civilian award in 1990. Next type of inequality can be created by unequal distribution of wealth. Wealth means money. Now, as a result of social inequalities, there is a lack of opportunities. People who are belonging to lower section of society, they are not given equal opportunities to go to schools. They are not given equal opportunities to in the employment means for jobs. So there are so many large number of poor people who are lacking these opportunities, जिनको ये opportunities नहीं मिल रही हैं. So there is for a long period of time the inequality is created by plenty of income to some. किसी के पास तो बहुत सारी income के sources हैं, and there are some other groups of people who do not have even the sufficient income. और कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जिनके पास इतनी इनकम भी नहीं है कि वो अपनी ज़रूरत की चीज़ें खरीद सकें. सो दे डू नॉट हैव इवन द सफिशेंट इनकम. पुअर पीपल, they are easily subjected to all kind of hardships means मुश्किलें. उनकी लाइफ में बहुत मुश्किलें आती हैं because they are poor. They cannot afford the comforts of life, so they do not get proper education. उनको मिलती नहीं है proper education. They do not get proper health facilities, and they do not have enough to pay for these services. Why they lack these education and health facilities? क्योंकि उनके पास इसके लिए पे करने के लिए पैसे ही नहीं है. Then next type of inequality is created by racial differences. Racial differences means differences on the basis of color. These racial differences, discrimination was done by the British when they were ruling in our country. When they were, all of us know that we were under the British rule for nearly 200 years. So that time they were discriminating among the whites and non-whites on the basis of color of the skin. And the same type of discrimination was experienced in South Africa also. There also the discrimination was done by the whites with the blacks, and this discrimination was called apartheid. And this apartheid, this B.R. Ambedkar, this apartheid was a very, you can say, एक बहुत बुरी वहाँ पर एक डिस्क्रिमिनेशन थी जो ब्लैक्स के साथ की जाती थी. Nelson Mandela has fought for apartheid in South Africa. He himself belonged to this blacks, so he struggled a lot against this apartheid system in the South Africa. Then gender bias. Next inequality is on the basis of gender, males and females. Now discrimination is done with the women in the family, in the community, and even at the workplace. This happens because of stereotype जो फिक्स इमेज है वुमेन के लिए, जो एक ट्रेडिशनल इमेज है वुमेन के लिए, एक पिक्चर बन गई है सबके दिमाग में, that what is the role of women in the family, in the society. Many women, they are not sent for education or to go out for a job. Why? Because it is said it's a fixed image of the women that their role is to टेक केयर ऑफ द फैमिली. उनका जो रोल है सोसाइटी में वो अपनी फैमिली को की केयर करना है, ना कि स्कूल में जाकर पढ़ाई करना है या फिर जॉब करना है. इवन इफ द वुमेन आर डूइंग जॉब, they are doing full time job, and sometimes if any household work is ignored by them, अगर उनसे कोई घर का काम छूट जाता है, then उनके ऊपर एक बहुत स्ट्रेंज नज़रों के साथ देखा जाता है. उनको बहुत इस चीज़ के लिए गुस्सा दिखाया जाता है कि जो ये हाउस होल्ड वर्क्स जो हैं वो उनकी प्राइमरी ड्यूटी है, उनकी पहली ड्यूटी है. दे कैनॉट इग्नोर दैट ड्यूटी. सो दिस लोअर्स देयर सेल्फ एस्टीम. इससे उनकी सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट जो एस्टीम है, सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट जो है वो हर्ट होती है. सो these are all inequalities in the society, on the basis of which this inequality is going on in the society. Constitution and respect for diversity. Now, when the people were struggling for freedom from the British rule, they were not only struggling for freedom from the British rule, but there were certain groups of people who were fighting against the equality. They were not experiencing, they were not treated equally in the society. They were treated badly by the some other groups of people. So these people, they were fighting for equality. Which were those people? Like Dalits, women, tribals and peasants. They were fighting against inequalities during that time. So when after independence, when the constitution framers, जिन्होंने constitution लिखा, when they were writing the constitution, they set out, they ensured that all the people of India will be considered equal. उन्होंने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐसी प्रोविजंस रखी, दे मेड सर्टेन प्रोविजंस इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विच प्रोवाइडेड इक्वालिटी टू ऑल द पर्सन्स. उन्होंने कुछ ऐसी फैसिलिटीज़ दी लोअर कास्ट पीपल को, सो दैट दे कैन अपलिफ्ट देयर स्टेटस. एंड दे इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इट वाज written that untouchability will be a punishable offense. Offense means एक गुनाह. Untouchability is abolished. उसको बिल्कुल ख़त्म कर दिया, और अगर कोई उसको फॉलो करेगा तो उसको लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग पनिशमेंट मिलेगी. So constitution of our country, it guarantees equal rights and opportunities to everyone. No discrimination will be done on the basis of caste, creed, religion or gender. And untouchability is seen as a crime and it is legally abolished. लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग उसको बिल्कुल ख़त्म कर दिया गया है. Then in constitution some fundamental rights are also given to the people, and according to these fundamental rights, people are free to follow their own religion, they are free to follow their own culture. At the same time, this constitution also safeguard its citizen from exploitation. Exploitation means जब कोई किसी का गलत फ़ायदा उठाता है तो उसके खिलाफ भी लोग लड़ सकते हैं. Constitution has provided them the right to fight against exploitation, and Constitution has also provided them equal opportunities. If any person feels that his rights, he is not enjoying his rights which are given in the constitution, then he can go to the court. वो फिर कोर्ट में जाकर अपील कर सकता है. Some measures have been adopted by the government which can bring social and economic equality. For example, it is required to ensure, क्या ज़रूरत है, क्या इंश्योरिटीज़ चाहिए हमें जिससे इक्वालिटी आ सकती है. सबसे पहले दैट देयर इज़ अ फेयर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ, जो पैसा है वो सब में इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया जाए. देयर इज़ फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन टिल द एज ऑफ 14 so that everybody can get the opportunity to be educated. There is equal pay for equal work. There should not be discrimination among men and women at the workplace. There are suitable arrangement and laws to safeguard the interest of old and sick, and moral values are maintained. So such arrangements should be made by the law. Certain laws should be made according to which जो old और sick people हैं उनके interest को भी ध्यान में रखा जाए. Some enactments should be made. Enactment means laws should be made to uplift the discriminated section of society, and these laws have been made by the government according to which they have uplifted the discriminated section of our society. These डिस्क्रिमिनेटेड सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी कौन से हैं? जो बैकवर्ड क्लास पीपल हैं, लोअर क्लास पीपल हैं, जिनके साथ शुरू से भेदभाव होता है. सो they have suffered social and economic inequality in the society. So certain laws are made for them so that they can improve their lifestyle. Introduction of effective schemes to remove poverty from rural and urban areas. Certain schemes are made by the government जिससे poverty गरीबी हटाई जा सकती है. Empowerment of women. Empowerment of women means women को power कैसे दी जाए? Through education and by providing them with legal protection. उनको लॉ की तरफ से प्रोटेक्शन दी जाती है कि अगर उनको लगता है कि उनके साथ फैमिली में, सोसाइटी में, वर्क प्लेस पे उनके साथ कोई मिसबिहेव होता है तो दे कैन गो एंड अपील इन द कोर्ट. सर्टेन लॉज आर मेड so that they can get justice in the society. However, we must understand that only laws do not help the weak and vulnerable. सिर्फ लॉ बना देने से we cannot help the weaker section and these vulnerable section who are you can say expected to be hurt, to be harmed despite of these constitutional provisions. Constitution ने जो इतनी provisions दी हैं इन section of society के लिए, कितने laws बना दिए गए हैं ये इक्वालिटी लाने के लिए, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ख़त्म करने के लिए, बट स्टिल these groups face discrimination. If we look around us in our daily life, we can see that still this discrimination is not over. There is lot of discrimination done with these people. So it is basic understanding of the situation which is required so that we develop a healthy attitude towards these diversities in the society. अब हमें सोचने की ज़रूरत है. We should understand the situation and we should develop a healthy attitude towards these differences, towards these diversities, so that we can play a significant role in strengthening our fundamental unity of India. अगर हम ये अपना एटीट्यूड चेंज करेंगे, हमारा एटीट्यूड हेल्दी होगा ये सारी डिफरेंसेस, सारी डाइवर्सिटीज़ की तरफ, देन ओनली वी कैन प्ले अ सिग्निफिकेंट रोल टू स्ट्रेंथन द यूनिटी ऑफ आवर कंट्री. फिर तभी हमारी जो कंट्री है वो यूनाइटेड रह सकती है. सो this is all about our chapter. I hope everything is clear to you. You have understood the chapter. So goodbye students. Have a nice day.